Hi, I'm Steve Dubell. We're here with Jimmie Johnson, NASCAR driver for the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. And Jimmie, welcome to Phoenix today. And I have to ask you, 5-time Sprint Cup champion. How does that feel? How does that sound?
It sounds amazing and it feels great.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an unbelievable record, going for you 5 times in a row. Tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about this past year and how that differed from several of the other years, because this season seemed to be a lot tighter with Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, right on your heels, right to the bitter end.
Yeah, it was tight. Both teams did an amazing job. Look at what the 29 team did, really what they overcame from the 2009 season into 2010. Richard Childress Racing came a long way and was awfully competitive. I think they had all 3 cars in the chase. And then Kevin showed great consistency in the first 26 races and was very, very strong in the final 10. And then Denny, I guess a lot of people felt that he would be one of the contenders, and sure enough, he was there. I felt the same way. The Texas race, they won, took the points lead. Momentum was coming their direction. We came here to the Phoenix race. They had a dominant car and dominant day. Didn't have the fuel mileage they needed, and we kind of outfoxed them with strategy, and went to Homestead with a 15-point spread on the points, which is virtually a wash. Yeah. And we went down there and had a really good weekend. Qualified well, finished second in the race, and they didn't qualify well, had an issue and some troubles, and we were able to win the championship. So I guess through all of that, to have momentum go against us, to kind of get it back on a creative call on fuel mileage here in the fall, in October at this race, and then to go to Miami and to perform and to overcome, which had never been done. It was a special year. We as a company didn't have the speed that we had hoped. I was the only Hendrick car to win a race all year long. Unfortunately, we won 6 of them and then the championship. So, it was a scrappy year, and that's what I'm most proud of, is that even when things were kind of against us and speed wasn't there and we had some pit crew issues, we had a lot of things thrown at us, we didn't implode. We kept our cool, we stayed focused, we did our jobs, and we got the job done. So that was the coolest part about it.
They always say the mark of a champion is how they deal with adversity. Sure. And especially the crew. Yeah. I mean, all the way down from Chad Canals, being that this year was a little bit different than several of the other years when you won the championship, when the point spread was a little wider, how did you approach last year versus some of the earlier championships with that tightness? I mean, what kind of things went through your mind as far as, did you have separate goals that you felt that you had to make the championship yours this year, last season?
Since we weren't defending, it was. It simplified things for us. When I had been in the stretch, going down the stretch in the past, Texas, Phoenix, Homestead would be the 3 races that come to mind. When I was defending something, I worried about every mechanical component on the car. Every time we put tires on, did I run over something to cut one? Are they all the lug nuts tight? Did we get all the gas in the car? I was so worried about defending that there was a lot of stress that was associated to that.
Of course.
Being behind, it was real simple. Beat that car.
There you go.
I didn't care about pit stop. I mean, I care about pit stops because it's a crucial part, but I didn't think, are these tires tight? Am I going to have a mechanical? Is the engine too hot? All the things that go through your mind when you're defending weren't there. So I had a great experience, and granted, it turned out to be a great experience because we won. But even if you just look at my temperament and mindset going through those final races, I had a good year. I had a lot of fun last year, even when we weren't leading the points and things were stacked against us.
Yeah, well, obviously, if you're chasing somebody, then, like you say, you're focused on catching that guy and not worrying about all those little things, so you can have a little more fun while you're driving and actually race.
Without a doubt.
Which is really good. How are you approaching the 2011 season? Have you started getting the team ready? I'm sure Chad has got the guys working out that make sure they're physically fit so they can take care of your car.
Oh, yeah. We've, I'd say probably a month before the season was over, we had new chassis built for the 2011 season, some new ideas. We'll start testing those chassis next Monday, Tuesday. They've been through wind tunnels, they've been through shaker rigs and all the stuff, and we feel like we've got a good product to take to the track, a new version of our cars. Pit stop wise, we had some troubles late in the year, and we've gone to great extents to try to make sure we have the best group of guys that we can. We're even putting together some pit stop competitions amongst the guys at Hendrick Motorsports, taking the 4 cars to racetracks, live pit stops with the drivers in the cars. We've gone to great extents this year to make sure that we're prepared from an over-the-wall standpoint, an aerodynamic standpoint with the few areas NASCAR allows us to work, and then also from a mechanical grip standpoint, and trying to reinvent the mousetrap within the rules to make the cars lighter, lower, the suspension and how that works on the car. There's not a lot of areas to work, and you're just splitting hairs at this point, but we have to advance. We have to make our stuff better.
That's right. Now, Subway Fresh Fit 500, that's a mouthful,
Yes,
is now going to be run on February 27th, Sunday. It's going to be a day race in February. The night race in April has gone away, and now is a day race in February. How do you approach that? Is that similar type setup than you would approach the November day race?
Yeah, I think that I think it's going to be good. Coming in with the energy from the Daytona 500 is going to be great for the Phoenix race. And I know some fans prefer night races, and there's probably some discussion about that, but in my opinion, the hotter the racing surface, the slicker the surface is, and the better the racing is going to be. The more side-by-side you're going to see, the more mistakes. I know some people like to come to the track to see crashes, so you have better chances for that.
Everybody else, but not you.
Yeah, so I think day racing's good. I really do.
It'll be good. For our viewers and listeners who may not be that familiar with the Lowe's team and the Jimmie Johnson Foundation, tell us a little bit about the Jimmie Johnson Foundation.
Yeah, we started the foundation, I guess, 5 years ago now. My wife and I did, and we've always been involved with different charities and supporting them. But we started the Jimmie Johnson Foundation, and it's tough to figure out where you're going to focus. So we chose the area where I grew up in San Diego, where my wife grew up in Oklahoma, and then where we live in North Carolina. And we've done everything from supporting the American Red Cross, building homes with Habitat for Humanity. Then of late we've been supporting this Champions program with the Toolbox for Education program that's taking place. Lowe's has a big play in this on a national scale, and then we do in the 3 areas that I had mentioned earlier. And it's basically educational grants to schools that apply in these given school districts. And we've passed out over, I think, $1.2 million, $1.3 million over the last 2 years to the 3 different areas, and making a difference, and really making a difference for a lot of people and a lot of kids. And our focus with the foundation really is for kids, and we do some other stuff as well in communities and stuff, but I'm a kid at heart, and I know how important those years were for me, and that's really been the focus of our foundation.
Well, we want to let you know and extend the hand out, because when you're ready to expand that foundation and bring it here to Phoenix, make sure that you contact us at Image Home Improvement. We want to be able to help you extend that foundation and help our community here as well, because we do a lot of community work from a home standpoint as well, besides all the stuff we do on AZTV and Extra Sports 910. So we want to extend that out to you. When you're ready to expand, I'll have the troops ready for you.
Cool, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
One more question about 2011 season, and we'll let you go. How are you approaching 2011? Is that 6th championship like out there looking at you saying, come get me?
Right now it's out there just as it is for all the other teams. That's the ultimate prize, the goal, what we're all here for. The fact that we've won it before, we have higher expectations for ourselves to be a contender for the championship. But it's just so hard in January to know where your program's going to be in September to even make the chase. And then from that point, where are you going to be in October, November, when it's time to be on top? So I don't know where we're going to be by then, but I do have high expectations of myself and what I can do for the race team and what the job that I do. And I know the team does of me and of itself. So I would hope that we're a contender, and at the end of the day, I just hope we have a shot. And in 2010, we showed that if we have a chance, we'll find a way to get it done. So that's my goal, is to find a way to get it done.
Well, Jimmie, best of luck to you in 2011, Daytona, and especially here when you come to Phoenix.
Appreciate
and
it.
We'll be pulling for you, and
We'll see you
all
soon.
my good friends over at Lowe's here in the Valley. They're going to be real envious when they see this interview.
Cool.
For AZTV, I'm Steve Dubell.